I have got kind of a confession to make. As a wine professional and a sommelier, I don't actually have a wine collection. True story. But after 2 decades of working in wine, I'm thinking about starting, which means trading up from my standard old wine fridge here to something a lot more serious. So if you love wine, if you want to start collecting fine wine, and you're ready to treat yourself to an affordable luxury, you're going to want to watch the next series of videos that I'm about to do. So it's hard to believe, but I've been an avid lover of wine for about 20 years and a professional working in the wine industry for about 10. So I think it surprises some people that I don't really have much of a collection, but here's the thing. In my work, I'm surrounded by great wine all the time. So I'm either serving it to people or I'm enjoying it myself. So most of the wine we keep in the house has a very short lifespan. That's either wine that we keep on hand for my wife and I to enjoy during the week, or that we're serving to our guests when we have gatherings. But if you love wine as much as I do, inevitably you find yourself amassing a small collection of really fine wines. These are expensive, high-end bottles that need some time to age. Right now, I've got a modest collection of about maybe 20 wines. For years, I've kept most of my wine stored in one of these small consumer-grade refrigerators, the kind that you can buy either at the big box stores or online. But I'm finally ready to up my game. So as a wine professional, I think it's finally time for me to get a storage solution that's worthy of my passion. So if you've watched my channel before, you know that I've reviewed my fair share of wine refrigerators. I've been in quite a few wine cellars. I have about 10 years in the business, so I hope I know wine at this point. And I definitely know what my needs are, and I know what level of quality that I'm looking for as well. Now, part of my daily work is that I do a lot of writing for partners in the wine industry. One of them is a company called Wine Guardian. In my opinion, Wine Guardian is the premier manufacturer of high-end wine cooling and preservation systems in the world. If you're building a luxury wine cellar or a display for your house, for a restaurant or a hotel, Wine Guardian environmental control systems are pretty much what you want. So when they asked me if I would be willing to review one of their new luxury wine cabinets, I said, absolutely, of course. Full disclosure, Wine Guardian is sponsoring this series of videos, but I promise you I'm going to give you my forthcoming and objective review. Wine Guardian's luxury wine cabinets offer pretty much everything you're going to get in a full wine cellar, but they come in a compact, semi-portable unit. These units are made in collaboration with Wine Guardian's European partner, La Sommelière, and they come with features like mahogany racks, multi-zone temperature control, humidity control, ambient lighting, air filtration, and more. All of that comes in a standalone unit that's attractively styled so that it integrates right into your home's living space. Better yet, these cabinets are configurable so you can lay out the interior shelving to accommodate your own personal collection. So for somebody like me who's pretty serious about wine but doesn't really need a full cellar and honestly don't have the space for it, this is the perfect in-between. And yes, the prices for these cabinets are going to be relatively higher than your standard consumer-grade wine refrigerator, but keep in mind, these are an affordable entry point for people like me who want to get into luxury wine collecting. And if you're an established collector, or maybe even in hospitality, this will be a great way to showcase some of your larger collection. I've put my time in, I've worked hard, and I work in the business, so this makes perfect sense for me to make this move. And hey, I'm worth it. So, now that I've decided what I want, it's time for me to order my unit. So, of course, to order your cabinet, you want to go to wineguardian.com and you'll find this under Products, Luxury Wine Cabinets. So I mentioned that the Wine Guardian cabinets are configurable. So you'll see the link here. It takes you to something called the Cabinet Configurator. It's an easy-to-use drag-and-drop app that lets you add racks and other storage options. Wine Guardian also offers several pre-configured units too, so I think that's the direction that I'm leaning in. So first you have to decide whether you want a single zone fridge, which keeps all the wines at the same temperature and has a slightly smaller profile, or a multi-zone, which allows you to store your wines at a range of different temperatures and has a slightly taller profile. I have a small collection of ageable reds in my cellar, but we also entertain quite often. So I want to keep those reds sort of as the core of my cabinet and then rotate out the whites and rosés as we drink them. And for that reason, I think I want a multi-zone unit that allows me to store both at the same time. I like the idea of displaying some of my nicer wines too, so I like that angled rack and a few drawers at the bottom so I can store those wines that I buy in bulk for entertaining. So I think the multi-zone aficionado is the perfect pre-configured model for me. Depending on which model and configuration you choose, Wine Guardian wine cabinets will hold a range of bottles, anywhere from 96 standard Bordeaux size bottles for this Enoteca style cabinet to 158 bottles in a multi-zone ultimate storage unit. And you'll notice as you're browsing here that there's not one single uniform price. Depending on whether you go with a single or multi-zone, personalized or pre-configured, the price is going to vary. And since I'm going all in here, I'm also opting for the premium white glove delivery service. My days of moving refrigerators are over. So having someone deliver this unit, unbox it, and then drop it in place for me is going to be a big help. The premium service also allows me to choose the day my unit is delivered, which is really essential. And this is going to add to the bottom line, but for me, it's worth the expense. These units are hand assembled by Wine Guardian, so when you place your order, keep that in mind. It takes about 5 business days for them to put together your cabinet, and then from that point, you can anticipate a few more before actual delivery. And if you opted for the white glove delivery, Wine Guardian will contact you to schedule the date. All right, we did it. It's ordered. So this has basically been my setup for the last 20 years or so. It's been a good run, but honestly, I can't wait to clear this all out and make room for my new wine cabinet. I'm even thinking like I might put a little wine caddy here for like the liquor and glasses and things like that too. So I can't believe we're actually doing this. The unit is ordered and it should be delivered within the next week. If you want to see me take delivery, stay tuned for the next video. And of course, subscribe to my channel and click on the bell icon so you'll get a notification when the cabinet arrives. If you're in a similar place in your wine journey, you're kind of thinking about starting collecting and maybe buying one of these units, do me a favor. Contact the people at Wine Guardian directly, tell them that Marc Supsic sent you, and they'll give you their best pricing possible. Thanks so much for hanging with me today. I'm Marc Supsic. See you soon.